Good evening, traders. Trader Tim from eMiniMind.com doing a Monday market analysis video. Today I wanted to talk about sort of the breakdown in the trend that we've had and where we might go from here, what the week ahead looks like, and most of that relates or stems from the broader picture. So let's start with the E-mini S&P. So we've got this previous 50% retracement drawn up that we broke down. We failed at 61.8. We have paused down here. The most recent retracement from low to high that had pulled back and formed the swing low that had targets up at that 24.75. That same low is where we paused today. Same low, rather, as the anchor point to new highs. So I'm going to leave that up for now. We've got the 61.8 that lines up with this low, so that's going to be a pretty significant level. I had the trend line drawn there. The exact low is 24.0225. So that's going to be a major level here on the ES. We have not broken below that since springtime, since the middle of May. So we'll see if we get a bounce down here. From highs to lows, we're at about 24.50. We can use the next lower high to lows. That is a 24.45. So I would expect, possibly if we can break today's high, either tomorrow or later in the week. Today's high is 24.2950. If we can break that, then a move up to 24.50 would be likely. And then it's at that point we get kind of back in between. We're in between the 250s, and then we would either break the 61.8 or roll over. And so watching what happens at that 24.50, looking to get into a short setup, just like looking to get into a long setup at the larger daily long. But if this low back here gets taken out, the 2400 level, which 2400, 2450, 2500, those three are all big round numbers, and a lot of times the market likes to gravitate towards that. So we may first bounce up to 2450 and then down to 2400, or get a bounce from here, and if the broader world news cooperates and there's no more sellers in the kind of mid portion of this range, then it's certainly possible to come up and start breaking swing highs and get back to new highs. And with the markets, you always want to sort of go into it with the mindset of expecting the unexpected. And I know it's difficult to expect something to happen that you can't really predict or conceive, but if you go in with that mindset of, okay, this is what seems to make the most sense, this is what I think might happen, but I'm going to not hold too tightly to that because we could get a whole different curveball thrown at us, you're usually in a pretty good mindset to trade. We do have a down channel that has formed. If we connect these highs here with the lows, and that top of the downtrend of the upper channel also lines up with 2450. So that could be a strong resistance level, maybe some sort of spinning top or rounding out over there if we do get that bounce. So in the meantime, it's going to have to be a break above today's high to really accelerate the market. If we just open tomorrow and bounce around at the 50, don't break today's high, maybe break lows a little bit and just chop around here, it's not really going to change my sentiment for the possibility of going up and starting to break the 61.8 of the short and break swing highs. We've got 2 days now, though, rounding out, and we could see a third before drifting higher, but we also have a lot of congestion back here in May and June. And whenever you're looking at the most recent price, it's good to go back and find out, what kind of activity was happening and how big is that range. because just bouncing up to the top of this May-June range is really right about that 2450, 2445 area. And so we could get a market that pushes lower around 2445, kind of the top of the range, and just right into another big body trending day. And you want to look out for those. Breaking the high price of the lowest bar in the pullback, or breaking the low price of the highest bar in the bounce in the rally, is typically when we see these big body trend days, when you have stops beginning to get hit, traders jumping out, abandoning ship, and then that just starts the selling process to accelerate. So that's what I'm looking at in the week ahead. Not a huge news week economic-wise, not a ton of stuff on the tape. But like I said last week, anything can happen here in this very volatile world news environment that we're in. So pay attention, focus in on the market and the time frame that you are trading. It's good to look at the broader picture, but when you're trading throughout the day, it's also good to not get too distracted and have 10 different charts and different markets and different time frames. Try to simplify as much as possible, and if you can get things down to one monitor or just by looking at one market in one time frame, that can really help accelerate your trading and improve things much quicker than trying to spread yourself too thin. Live trading tomorrow at emoneymind.com/VIP. You can get the details and log in over there. I hope you have a great week of trading. We'll talk to you in the morning.